Hey everyone, it's technology expert Burton Kelso here with another tech tip to help you get the most out of the technology in your life. Today we're talking about firewalls on your Windows and Macintosh computers. Now, the most important firewall is your human firewall, meaning that you know what things you need to do in order to stay safe from the crooks and criminals out there. But firewalls built into your Windows and Macintosh computer are important too, because when you're at home, they're not necessarily as important. But when you're out and about with your MacBooks and your Windows laptops, firewall is very essential, as well as a VPN to ensure that you have the protection in place to keep you safe when you're out on the road. So, how do these firewalls work? Well, let's get started with Windows and I'll show you how these tools work. Now, on a Windows computer, if Windows Defender Firewall with advanced security on the computer, and it even says that too. Let's do a search, and as you can see, recent Windows Defender Firewall pops up. Well, it popped up on another screen, but anyway, some of the things that you need to look at on Windows Firewall is just the overall profile of Windows Defender Firewall and advanced security. Now, most of you probably recognize Windows Defender as the antivirus component of Windows, but Microsoft has combined that all together into one product. So if we go to Windows Defender, I'm going to do a search on there or not. Let's see what we get. And oh, that's not what we want, but we'll go back to the desktop anyway. So again, Windows Defender Firewall will essentially show you what is turned on as far as your domain profile. So your domain profile essentially is when you're connected to your home personal network. You've also got your private profile here and then your public profile as well. Now, public is kind of important when you're out and about because you want to make sure that you have the settings of the Windows Defender Firewall is on, inbound connections that do not match a rule are blocked, and outbound connections that do not match a rule are followed. And some of the things that you can do as far as your firewall rules is to customize your own connection. Now, I will say that if you're just using it for standard use when you're out and about, then you need to just leave the settings the same because of the way Windows Firewall works. Most protections are enabled so you don't have to worry about incoming traffic or some errant thing that's going to come on. Don't overthink Windows Firewall. Just go ahead and use it and go from there. But if you do have to make specialty settings, as you can see in the upper left hand corner, you can make rules for inbound rules and outbound rules. Now, if you look at inbound rules, like I clicked on, there are a lot of programs in Windows that will automatically allow themselves to turn on specific rules. Now, it breaks it down by group, profile, enabled, action, override, etc., etc. And as you can see, Windows Firewall pretty much covers everything on your Windows computer as far as programs are concerned. The reason being is because a lot of programs that you have installed on your Windows computer need to have the ability to get access to the internet. Now, if you install popular programs such as Bonjour, which is Apple's component, I saw Spotify in the list, and I'm trying to think of some other ones. Oh, the HP Smart software that allows and needs to talk to the outside world. Now, those programs are automatically enabled by default, but sometimes you may have to modify that rule and add in your own features. But in today's age, you don't necessarily have to do that because most programs will take care of the inbound rules for you. Again, the inbound rules are what is allowed to come into your computer. Now, as far as outbound rules are concerned, there are programs that actually have to reach out from your computer to reach out to the internet. Now, some of the programs that you can see in the list is Spotify Music, Skype, but essentially every program that is installed on your computer needs to have a rule to reach out to the internet. Again, there's HP Scan and Capture, HP Smart, even Microsoft Office and Windows Defender itself needs to have a rule that goes out to the internet or allows programs to go out to the internet. Now, there's other things that you can do as far as rules are concerned, but those you really don't have to necessarily worry about because, again, Defender's working in the background as far as your firewall is concerned to make sure that you are safe and secure. Now, if we go back to the main Windows Defender screen, which I'm going to show right now, Windows Defender has three profiles to work with. Now, as far as your internal and private profile, you don't have to worry about that. But your public profile, you definitely want to look at some of the properties for your firewall. So if we go to your public profile, after we click on Windows Firewall Properties, you want to ensure that your firewall is on, which is recommended. Inbound connections, you want to make sure that they're blocked because with your public profile, this is the profile that you're using when you're out and about. Now, as far as your outbound profile, you want to allow, because in most circumstances, you can allow those programs that are you authorized to install on your computer to go out to the internet. So that's okay. But you can also go in and customize for each profile if there's a notification that pops up if you have rules for both your domain, your private, and your public profile. So with that said, let's get out of that. If we go into firewall, again, it shows you all the rules as far as your firewall is concerned. Um, there are no connection security rules in here that you don't have to worry about. And then finally, quick mode and main mode pretty much takes care of itself. But if you're looking to see what your rules are as far as your Windows firewall is concerned, you can definitely type Windows Defender Firewall and see how those firewall settings are set. Under most circumstances, if its firewall's on, it's doing a good job of protecting your computer when you're surfing the web, when you're in public spaces. Now, I started with Windows Firewall because it's pretty dang robust, as you can see. Now, if we go to Macintosh, which I'm about to show here, it's just a simple matter of going to the Apple menu. You want to go to System Preferences, and then once you're in System Preferences, you need to go to Security and Privacy. Now, I notice on most Macintosh computers, the firewall is turned off. Now, if you needed to turn it on, you simply go to click on the lock on your Mac, type in your Macintosh password that you would use to log into your Mac, and then click on lock. Once you're in, you can go to firewall options, and as you can see, Mac is pretty simple and it's not that much work in order to make it happen. So that's the good thing about Mac. You don't have a lot of rules and settings. The firewall is pretty intuitive in a Mac, so there's not too many settings that you have to work with like you do in Windows. Now you can allow file sharing connections. You can also do screen sharing connections, which on this particular Macintosh computer, I'm accessing it remotely rather than coming in. Now, if you wanted to block all incoming connections, like if you were um, out and about and you said, hey, I need to block these incoming connections. I don't want anything infiltrating my Macintosh when I'm out. You can click block incoming settings and it'll block everything except your basic internet services such as DHCP and IPsec, which are essential tools that you need to connect to the internet. So if you want to make sure that you're safe and secure, again, you can just go in and click on block all connections and it'll take care of it on your Mac. Now also on your Macintosh, you can see that automatically allow built-in software to receive incoming connections. Because again, with a Mac, it's assumed that if you installed a piece of software, you're going to want it to communicate with the World Wide Web. And then finally, you can allow downloaded signed software to receive incoming connections too. Because we all know on a Macintosh, you have to agree to the basically antivirus to allow programs to be signed and to be installed on your computer. So keep that in mind. Finally, you can enable stealth mode where it says you don't respond or acknowledge attempts to access the computer from the network by test applications such as ping or ICM. So sometimes a cyber criminal will try to ping a computer if it's on a network to see if they can access it. If you enable stealth mode, it makes your Macintosh computer completely invisible, so criminals can't ping to find out if you're active on a specific Wi-Fi network. So there you have it. Again, if you're a Windows user, Windows Defender Firewall is already turned on. If you're a Macintosh user, doesn't matter if you're iMac or MacBook Air or Pro or even a Mac Mini, go in and check those settings on your firewall and make sure they're enabled, and to ensure that when you're out and about, you'll have the best protection possible. So if you have comments or questions about your Windows firewall or your Macintosh firewall, leave them in the comment section below. Would love to hear from you to find out what I can do to help you out and get that firewall enabled. With every video, I always ask, please like this video, share it, and leave your comments. If you thought it was great, tell me. If you thought the video sucked, I'd like to hear that too, because I'm always working to improve videos and make it so it's easy for you to use your tech devices. Now, with every video, it's my goal to open you all up to a whole new world of experiences and ideas using the technology that you use at home and at work. I love technology, and I've read all the manuals, and I'm serious about making technology fun, safe, and easy to use for everyone. So take care of yourself and do many things to make you smile. And thanks for watching.